Hey everyone, it's Ian here at AbelCine in Chicago, hanging out with Andrew from Teradek, and he is going to show us the latest edition. This is the Paralinx Dart. Obviously, it's absolutely tiny. Tell us about the specs on this thing.
Sure. So this is the new Paralinx Dart. It's the newest member to the family. Measures to 1,000 feet line of sight in transmission. Transmitter, as you pointed out, is super tiny. That's why we have it on this helmet here. It can be used for various use cases, like, of course, on set, on a cinema production, or live event production. What it has, it's a micro HDMI connection to keep the size small. It has a USB power supply, so you can actually use USB power banks if you'd like to. But also it has a built-in LPE6 battery plate, so you can charge it through there. Lasts you about an hour and a half. What we have going on, we have the GoPro feeding to the Paralinx Dart transmitter. And you can also loop out USB to actually power something like the GoPro. As you can see here, you have the antennas that will eventually make it to the receiver, which you can find different flavors of HDMI or SDI. On the receiver, you'll find a LEMO connection, and that's where you get your feed back at the monitor or back at your live switcher.
What is the what's the weight on this? I'm sure someone's going to ask because it's in this kind of configuration, it's pretty cool for skateboarding, all kinds of extreme sports stuff.
Yeah, so I would look about 4 or 5 ounces for the transmitter. Yeah, so it's pretty lightweight and also low power consumption.
What's the price and what's the availability going to be?
Sure. So this will be available for the end of the year, about the end of this month, early next month. And what we're going to do...
Well, okay, so early November 2016.
Yes, absolutely. So there's 2 different flavors. You can have the HDMI version, which will be $29.99.95 US dollars. For the SDI receiver version, it's $32.99.95.
Awesome. Okay, we're going to move around the table and check out a couple other things. All right, so we moved over to the Bolt 1000, a new bolt system. What are the improvements?
Sure, so we released the new Bolt 1000 and the 3000. They both share similar new feature sets. One of the most important things we've heard a lot from our customers and current users is reconnection time. So when you get out of range, with our older units, when you get out of range, come back, just a little bit of time to reconnect. That's something that we worked on, where you get out of range, you get back in, it's an instant reconnect time. In addition, all of our transmitters now have a more streamlined I/O side to it. So you'll see your HDMI, your SDI, your LEMOs on your same side now. But now with the HDMI, if you input HDMI, you'll loop out SDI. So if you're using a smaller camera for like a gimbal and you want to continue your chain in SDI for a more solid connection, you absolutely can. In addition, with the 3000, we're actually allowing you to use 20 megahertz bands, which effectively allows you to use, theoretically, more systems in one space at a time. So with sets with more than 3 cameras, the Bolt 3000 is going to allow you to have a set per camera.
Okay, I couldn't help but notice at the top of this one, looks a little different from what I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, so with our new 1000 and 3000, you can actually add these unique color plates that go on top of your transmitter and receiver. So on set, if you want to quickly identify which transmitter is with which receiver, you have these color identification plates where you can see it instantly.
Awesome. Okay, we're going to move around and check out a couple more things. So we've moved around the table a little bit, and we've come to the Sphere. And you want to give us a little background on what the sort of the genesis for this was?
Sure. So the Teradek Sphere, it actually came from an idea. We were going around Sundance 2016, the big film festival in Utah. A lot of narrative content, as usual, but as kind of unusual, there was a lot of VR and 360 production. Everybody's doing it. Everybody's getting into it. But the production aspect still has a lot of development to go into it. So one thing that we noticed was that people were struggling to actually monitor or see what they're actually capturing. Because it's a complete 360 view, you can't be in the scene. There's no behind the camera. So we decided that, heck, we can figure this out. We've been figuring out monitoring and wireless monitoring for a long time now. So let's take some of the products and technology that have been tried and true for us, and let's bring in some new technology, which is the stitching and the lens corrections, everything like that, and let's combine that. Let's make a solution for 360 content creators to be able to wirelessly monitor their content so the client knows that they're capturing everything they need. And also because we can already capture it via the iPad, you can actually live stream with this live stitched image as well. So that's kind of the birth of Teradek Sphere.
Okay, so run us through what we got here.
Sure. So what we have here, we're showing off a fairly lightweight GoPro rig setup. It's a 4-camera setup. You have the GoPro cameras. We actually create this cage that comes with the Teradek Sphere. You have HDMI out of your GoPro. You'll see a USB plugged in as well, and that provides power from the Sphere to keep the GoPros going. All the video gets sent into the Teradek Sphere. Once it's in the Sphere, the signals are encoded, sent out over IP, over Wi-Fi or Ethernet. And once you send it out, you can access it via an iPad. And in the iPad, that's where the Teradek Sphere app is, and that's where all the magic happens. That's where all the stitching, all the cool technology that makes this a 360 VR production stitching tool.
Awesome. So we have GoPros with the Sphere right now. Can we use other cameras?
Absolutely. So Sphere is designed to be what we say camera agnostic. So essentially any 360 camera rig that has HDMI or HDSDI out, we can take that into our Sphere devices.
Awesome. Thanks, Andrew. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.